Monica. Welcome back to my channel, Suds and Bees. Today we'll be continuing the Valentine series. In today's video, we will be making Be My Balm Bath Bomb. For today's bath bomb, I will be using this giant container as a mold. I've had this for a couple of years. This comes with some chocolates inside. You can usually find these during Christmas or Valentine's. So I've been thinking about making a bath bomb that mimics this chocolate ball for quite some time. But because the ball is so big and we don't want to put that much product in the bath, I will be making it in two separate halves. And once we package it, we can put them together so it'll have the same look as the chocolate ball. So for our powders in this bath bomb, we will be using the two basic ingredients, which are baking soda and citric acid. In addition to the two basic ingredients, I will be adding Epsom salt. Also, I will be adding rose clay. Rose clay will give us the nice Valentine color that we want. It also makes the bath silkier. To that we will be adding colloidal oatmeal. Colloidal oatmeal is very soothing to the skin. This is very finely processed oatmeal that will float in your water bath. This is not the regular oatmeal that you buy for breakfast. If you do use the regular oatmeal blended and added to your bath products, it will just sink down to the tub. So you want to make sure that you're using colloidal oatmeal. And the last powder we will be using is SLSA. This is not to be confused with SLS. This is a sulfate-free gentle powder surfactant that is gentle enough for sensitive skin. And this will provide the bubbles for our bath bomb. For the oils and butters in this bath bomb, I will be adding cocoa butter to the bath bomb to give it that chocolatey smell. In addition to the cocoa butter, I will be adding benzoin essential oil. Benzoin essential oil is going to give the bath bomb that vanilla smell. Benzoin and cocoa butter pair really well together for a nice soothing smell. In order to emulsify our oils and butters in the bath so they don't sit on top of the bath, nor do they sink down when we drain the bathtub, I will be adding polysorbate 80. This will emulsify all the oils and butters into your water bath. Okay, so let's get making. Okay, so here we have 1 cup of baking soda. You want to sift it through a colander because you don't want lumps when you're molding your bath bomb. You want to help it as much as possible so the bath bomb stays together. So now we have 1/2 cup of citric acid. You also want to sift this through. 1/2 cup of Epsom salt. The Epsom salt, I like to run it just through my hands to make sure I get rid of all the clumps. I don't want to sift it through because I want all the granules to stay whole. Epsom salt will also give it a nice glittery look, so it helps the aesthetics of the bath bomb, as well as with your muscles when you're taking a bath. 1 tablespoon of rose clay. One tablespoon of colloidal oatmeal. I like to sift this through as well because colloidal oatmeal tends to clump up a little bit. 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar. So here I'm creating a little hole because this is where I want to insert my SLSA because it's so powdery it didn't go up your nose. Two tablespoons of SLSA. This is going to make for a super bubbly bath bomb. I am putting it in the middle because SLS is a very, very fine powder. So I can bury it in because it'll go up your nose and up your throat. Normally, if I'm making this and I'm not filming it, I like to put on a face mask. That way I can bury this and not breathe it in. Two tablespoons of cocoa butter. The remainder of the cocoa butter, I keep a mold in hand, so I can just pour it here, let it solidify, and put it back in my package. 1 tablespoon of benzoin. Now this is a very viscous essential oil. So it takes a little bit for it to come out. Two tablespoons of our polysorbate 80. This is our emulsifier. So now we want to put our hands in here. Make sure that you're wearing gloves because this is very abrasive. It'll be too much exfoliation for your hands and it'll dry them out. So you want to mix all this in very thoroughly. Okay, so you can see the oils are already giving it a nice consistency. It still breaks a little bit. I want it to be a little bit wetter, so I will be spraying it with 70% alcohol. I don't like using, even 91 is okay. I don't like using 99 because it evaporates too quickly. It doesn't give me enough time to mold the bath bomb. So I'm just going to squirt it a little bit, not too much. You can also add witch hazel. Witch hazel is a nice disinfectant. This was just at arm's reach for me right now. Okay, now I'm going to grab my little container that we're going to be using to mold the bath bombs. So what you want to do, let me move this here a little bit, is just throw it in there. Throw it in, just wiggle it around, break up the little, just toss it in. You know, just tap it. You don't want to pack it in too much. Because you want the bath bomb to float. If you start packing the bath bomb too much, they won't float. They'll just, I mean, they'll still do the little fizzy stuff, but reaction, but they won't float. And I like my bath bombs to float. Now for a flat look, just tap it a little bit with your container, any type of flat container. Okay, there we go. Nice and flat, but not too packed. So let me move this guy out of the way. Show you how I put him down. So you want to get a baking sheet and put parchment paper on it. The reason for that is because it won't stick to the container, and it won't stick to the baking sheet, and also the cleanup is a lot easier, trust me. Okay, so we have our half molded bath bomb here, so we're just going to put it down. Okay. And there we go. Now you don't want to touch it, just leave it there for about 24 hours. Unpack the other one. Grab this in so it's flat. And this is just for aesthetics, because you don't want your finger marks on there. It just doesn't look as pretty. Then put it down. Let's see if I can do this. Move this around. Put it down. And just lift it. Don't touch it. And there we go. We have the two halves. I will go ahead and wait 24 hours and package them. See you soon.